TikTok has become a widely used platform for many different creators and niches, but one subject that many seem to exploit on the app is the medical field. While there are many wonderful nurses who share their experiences and knowledge on TikTok for educational purposes, there are some who create very unsettling content, oftentimes making fun of their own patients to share with their audience. And doing this causes a lot more harm than you would think. One thing that I find particularly upsetting is that it gives a really bad reputation to anybody who is a nurse. By the way, I just want to throw a little disclaimer here. The problem itself isn't nurses making TikToks. If you're a healthcare worker who just makes a harmless TikTok dance while wearing scrubs, that's fine in my opinion. I have stumbled upon quite a few nurses on TikTok who seem like genuinely decent people and people that seem like they're good at what they do and care about their patients. But unfortunately, it's people like this nurse who many think should win an Academy Award for her performance, or Dr. Roxy, who couldn't keep her eyes off the camera while performing surgeries, or these nurses here who share their icks about their maternity patients, which really sucks because nursing, for one, seems like a very strenuous job, especially right now with how short-staffed so many hospitals are and how often people get really long shifts and are stretched so thin and have so many extreme expectations on them. Some nurses are just so amazing at what they do. I've had so many family members in the past who have been in the hospital, and I myself who have been in the hospital at points have just seen and dealt with so many very kind nurses. I have never stumbled upon any type of nurse like the ones that we are going to discuss today, and I genuinely hope that this is a smaller amount of people than it seems to be, and that by talking about this, it can help prevent people from doing this in the future and open some eyes to show that, one, there is consequences to creating certain content like this if you are a nurse, and two, that acting this way is just completely unacceptable on so many levels. But on the contrary, if you would like to hear about something that is beyond acceptable, allow me to introduce you to today's sponsor, Drift. Drift is actually a sister company to Scentbird, which is a subscription service that I've enjoyed for quite a while. Drift creates products that will infuse your car and your home with the most delightful scents that you could imagine, and they do it in such a unique way. Their products contain wooden, stone, and metal air fresheners, while home products include candles, reeds, and home sprays. I've received this starter kit for the car, which includes this wooden block that magnetically attaches to this metal clip and fits right onto your visor. My favorite thing is that all of their car products are a more sustainable and healthier choice to other car fresheners. They're made with natural essential oils, and you can get a refill every 30 days for just $8 a month. The scents that I've received are coffee and cabana. Since I mostly drive around with my fiance in his car, I wanted to make sure that I picked some scents that would be good for both of us. And let me tell you, we are both obsessed. I love the coffee scent. It just has a cozy and relaxing smell to it. When you open the door after having it in your car for just a few minutes, you could just smell it and it smells so good. Like, it seriously feels like I'm driving around in a cafe. And cabana smells so beachy. It makes me so ready for the warm weather and spring to come back. Yet at the same time, it has this woodsy hint to it instead of being overly sweet like some tropical scents are, which is why my fiance likes it as well. Drift also has a scent of the month, which is really cool. There's always something new to expect. January is almost over, so if you don't want to miss out on this month's scent, which is Supernova, make sure you head on over and use my code TehMimi55 for 55% off of your first month. Thank you so much to Drift for sponsoring today's video, and make sure you check out my links listed below. And with that being said, let's get back to the topic. There was a pretty viral TikTok that has gone around. You may or may not have already seen it. It is nurses in a maternity ward that are sharing their icks. From my understanding, icks are something that are supposed to be an annoyance or a bother to people, something that people don't like. Comparable to a pet peeve, if you will. Some of the things that these nurses were saying were so infuriating to hear.
It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me.
You don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain just to Servanil. and you're still closed. Fingertip.
I've never worked in the medical field. The closest I've worked to anything related was a vet, and that's completely different. I say that because I can't imagine how stressful it could be to be in situations like this, but even still, just to be so dismissive of patients' needs and to be so rude and mean and also making fun of your patients is just really wrong.
Well, we've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your family member coming at the front desk,
can I have some water?
asking for something else.
Excuse me, can I have a blanket?
I just can't imagine, like, being a patient where you are in such a dire need of care and just being treated like, oh my god, I can't believe their family member had the audacity to come over and ask for something when they could have just pressed the button. Ma'am, she's in labor. I do believe that the nurses in this video were fired from this, which is really, really sad because, again, nursing is a really hard job. It is something that is extremely short-staffed in the United States. I think there were at least 5 people in this video, so that's like 5 nurses that are just gone. That had to be a lot for that hospital, and I'm sure that other people who have worked with these nurses probably had to take on a lot after this, but it was just extremely irresponsible to make a video like this and extremely, extremely messed up. It was reported that a statement was made by Emory Healthcare, which is where these nurses were employed. Emory Healthcare is committed to providing empathetic, high-quality care to our community, and our patients come first. We are aware of a TikTok video that included disrespectful and unprofessional comments about maternity patients at Emory University Hospital. We have investigated the situation and taken appropriate actions with the former employees responsible for the video. This video does not represent our commitment to patient and family-centered care and falls far short of the values and standards we expect every member of our team to hold and demonstrate. At no time should our patients ever feel that they are not being treated with care and respect. Every patient at Emory Healthcare deserves to be cared for by a compassionate, experienced team in a comfortable and safe environment. Now, in response to this information being revealed that these nurses were fired, people had mixed reactions. It appears that most agree that they should have been fired, but there were a few that thought otherwise. Others just think that they should have been reprimanded in a different way, like maybe suspended or something like that, but that firing was going way too far because they didn't do any HIPAA violations, which, if you don't know, HIPAA is a privacy act that basically prevents any nurses or medical practitioners from revealing personal information about a patient. In my opinion, I don't think violating HIPAA rules should be the only reason why a nurse gets fired. I personally understand the hospital's decision to remove these nurses from their medical staff due to how much backlash this was causing. I'm sure this was creating a lot of outrage against their entire medical facility. If this were a situation where these nurses were talking about something completely unrelated and did not involve their job in any way but shared their opinions on something online, then I would say, yeah, that's a little far to be firing them over something that didn't involve work, within reason, of course, as long as it wasn't anything hateful or something dangerous. But the unfortunate reality of this situation is that there are statistics showing that people do end up passing away due to neglect from medical staff. Not to imply that anybody in this video did anything like that. However, this does contribute to the idea that treating patients like this is okay and that something like this is acceptable when it's not. And at the end of the day, they made a viral TikTok that made their entire facility look horrible. So again, I really don't blame the facility for making this decision, and due to their lack of care in this TikTok, I don't feel that bad for it, because if you want to be a nurse and you want to be in a job where your responsibility is caring for other patients, you shouldn't be making fun of them, especially in a public video like this. I understand people will have their bad days and will deal with a lot of chaotic things, especially when you're understaffed and working in a field like this. But this was just really, really unprofessional unprofessional and downright insulting to the hospital that they work for, to the patients that they've had, and anybody seeing this who has been a patient in the hospital for any reason. There is another viral TikTok that doesn't make me just worried for the healthcare system, but makes me worried for humanity as a whole. In July of 2022, a nurse who goes by Olivia Tyler 33 on TikTok posted this viral video that gained over 2 million likes. I can't share the audio because of copyright, but this has gained a lot of mixed reactions. What runs through somebody's head that the first thing they need to do in a situation like that is film a TikTok where they take their mask and they slowly slump to the ground? And I get it, people handle trauma in different ways, but there's just something so unnatural about this. For the most part, people, including some other healthcare professionals, consider this to be performative and exploitative. Some comments read, "And scene, makes TikTok, timer was set and everything, audition tape for Grey's Anatomy. How can I make this about me?" How is your reaction to set up your phone and record yourself doing that? I am completely lost. One person even commented on this video, "Why set up a camera then?" To which she actually responded, "Fame? Yeah, that's why I work 13-hour shifts at the bedside. For fame." This response was clearly sarcasm. She seems frustrated by the backlash, but I think the people that are upset by this have a right to be. There are others, however, who have shared more positive thoughts. "My wife had to call a time of death a couple of days ago. Helping people hurts when you try your hardest. It means you care about your work. Respect. Thank you. Nurses are ones that have kept my mom alive as long as she was. Thank you. We appreciate your efforts. You did what you have to do. It's not any fault of yours." On one hand, losing patients is really hard. Like I mentioned earlier, I worked at a vet's office before. That job took an extreme toll on my mental health due to all the pet death I had seen, and that's nowhere near the same level as nursing. To be in a job where you're connecting with human beings, caring for them until they pass away, and helping grieving families, it's definitely not something everyone can do, and those who are able to handle such intense situations deserve all of the appreciation in the world. Unfortunately, a lot of times they don't get enough respect. In fact, sometimes they are scrutinized and treated terribly, and that really shouldn't be the case. However, that doesn't mean that as a nurse, you're unable to cross boundaries. The reason why people are upset about this is due to the timing that it was recorded. She filmed this TikTok right after losing the patient. I think it would be a lot different if she had done this a day later or even that night and just talked about her feelings on it instead of filming it like this with the dramatic music and the way the camera was set up. On one hand, this does show emotion, but people don't trust that this emotion is genuine due to how performative it comes across. It doesn't feel authentic at all, but more like a scene from a movie. It feels out of touch with reality, which isn't uncommon for TikTok. I do believe that the rise in TikTok's popularity has increased a lack of empathy and respect in people, which I'll dive into sometime in the future, but it's definitely noticeable in these two TikTok videos that we have covered so far. Imagine the family of this patient getting this news, their loved one just passed away, in the background of being told like, "Oh my gosh, your loved one just passed away, we're so sorry." You see this nurse recording themselves for a TikTok. I would be so lost. I would not know what to do in that situation. The thing is too, let's say you do it for a source of coping and grieving. Why did you have to make a public TikTok? At the very least, maybe you could have just like posted it on a private account for people to like be a support system, I guess. Now, in contrast to this, I have seen nurses film themselves just venting about things that have happened. I think I've seen a TikTok once where a nurse was explaining how she quit because of the treatment that she had and she was just venting about it. And that just seemed different because she just seemed genuine and it seemed like she really just needed an outlet to talk about something. That seemed like a different situation because it was more about what their experience was, what they were going through as a job, opposed to somebody losing their family member and this nurse just wants to make a TikTok about it. What do you think about this situation? Do you think that this nurse was wrong for making this video or that the backlash she got from it was unreasonable? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. In a slightly different category, an influencer plastic surgeon who has had a lot of backlash recently. Oh boy, I found out this story from a creator named Atozy. I'm sure if you watch me, you've probably seen a few of his videos as well, but he has talked about this influencer influencer slash plastic surgeon who has botched a lot of surgeries and who was more focused on creating social media posts than working on her patients.
What? The article wasn't even exaggerating. Her focus wasn't even on the patient. It was all on the camera pretty much.
Literally would be filming herself with their phone. It's unbelievable. So this influencer slash plastic surgeon went by the name of Dr. Roxy. After being exposed for allegedly botching multiple surgeries and showcasing TikToks where she was more focused on the camera than the patient's procedure, she ended up losing her medical license. Dr. Roxy also had over 800,000 followers on TikTok, by the way, which many plastic surgeons are popular on TikTok as the demand for these procedures is on the rise. Apparently, her state board took issue with her usage of TikTok to film these procedures that she had done, and even the state board pointed out that she was more focused on the camera than the patients. Dr. Roxy's clients were also allegedly advised to not call 911 if they were experiencing any complications from the surgeries. Multiple patients came forward claiming to have severe complications after botched surgeries by Dr. Roxy. Atozy also pointed out that one person on TikTok made a video sharing her experience on this.
I got a breast augmentation and I am pretty positive I got an infection. It looked crazy. I'm not going to show a picture of it because I don't think it's on TikTok. I'm pretty sure I know when things are normal and things are not normal, even though I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert. So I went to the doctor. He confirmed, like my primary doctor, like my normal doctor that I see for checkups and stuff like that. He checked it out. He confirmed, yes, it appears to be an infection. I called the doctor and just let them know. And by doctor, I mean Dr. Roxy and the post-op team. And they said, oh, that's not an infection. It's just the stitches expelling from your body. You shouldn't have gone to your doctor. He's not an expert in plastic surgery. He wouldn't know what it looks like and what it doesn't. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he knows what an infection looks like regardless of where it comes from. Like, an infection's an infection, right? So I totally feel like they were trying to gaslight me and make me feel crazy for going to the hospital when I thought there was an issue.
Considering all of the people who have come out saying how these surgeries were botched by Dr. Roxy, and also seeing the videos that she posted on her TikTok herself, I do not feel bad that she has gotten her medical license revoked. I think it's fine if you have a TikTok and you want to share what you do as a career, but this is clearly very unacceptable. And I do find it disturbing how there are more professionals than ever in today's world that are prioritizing attention through TikTok than their own practice. TikTok can be used as a very valuable tool for any type of business or practitioner, or even spreading very positive information, but I fully believe that there are some people who do not use that app for good, and this is one of them. The nursing field, again, is very stressful, but it is a field where people do expect to have some level of compassion. You are in very vulnerable states when you're in a hospital, and the people that are trained to care for you and help you through recovering through, be it a surgery or condition or whatever it is, there is some sort of expectation of at least a little bit of compassion where you're not going to be outright rude or self-centered in a situation where a patient needs you. And I know over the years, especially since 2020 began, nursing has definitely not been the easiest job. A lot of people have been quitting. I think in New York right now, they're planning a strike if they haven't already started a strike. And I know a lot of patients out there can be really hard to handle. Some nurses are put in life-threatening situations due to how dangerous patients can be, and they deserve so much support and so much respect. But when people are doing stuff like this, it is so awful, and it ruins the trust that people have in the medical field, and it makes people afraid to go and seek help. It makes people afraid to get treatment for things. It makes people feel sick to their stomachs even thinking about ever needing to rely on another person to care for them because of this. I don't think nurses should not be allowed to make TikToks. I think there's a lot of wonderful nurses, doctors, practitioners that make wonderful videos, helpful videos on different medical related things. And I think there needs to be more of that and less of this. What are your thoughts on this situation? Let me know in the comments down below, and while you're at it, if you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're sure to never miss another upload from my channel. So you can also see this community tab and be notified when I post on there. I do believe that the community tab gives you a notification when you hit that notification bell, because I love posting on the community tab. I feel like not enough YouTubers use this feature. I just really like it. I love posting polls and getting feedback from you guys and finding out what you really want to see and what you really don't want to see, and I'm learning a lot about my audience as a whole. I would just really love it if you participated in that, and the best way to do that is to be subscribed to the channel so you can see those posts when I post them and share them. And with that being said, thank you so much to everybody who has also been supporting me over on Patreon, and once again, thank you so much to Drift for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to use code TehMimi55 for 55% off of your first month. I will see you in the next video. Until then, just be kind to others. Whether you work in the medical field or any other type of job, a little bit of kindness goes a long way, and showing compassion to others can really make a difference. That's a pretty optimistic way to end this, I think. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.